Possible.
Got to do it weird as possible. Famous last words by Mr. Bovo-san. Hello and welcome again to the Never Enough Rally Chat. It only took me 6 times to get that right. Number 6, where we're trying to cram as many people into this little box as humanly possible. Okay, who's got it on? Who's got it on in the background?
That was me, sorry. That was my fault.
Damn it.
Party foul.
Yeah, boot you off. So we are joined today by several familiar faces, and then one of my favorite old-timey grumpy people, Mr. OG Dave Clark. Hello, Dave.
Oh,
Dave.
Yeah, hang on. I had the other one on, and it was giving me feedback, so I shut it off.
It gets me every time.
Oh my god!
Every single time.
All right.
I still can't type in the live
I
comments.
get chastised.
We'll figure that out.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta use. You
Not
gotta
that I
type
need
the live
to. We can
comments.
just talk. We can just respond to them
No,
verbally.
we can just talk. You know, it's cool. Anyway, so hi, Dave. Thanks for
Hi.
coming and hanging out.
Yeah, welcome to this episode of Grandpa. What was rally like back in the before times?
Well, okay, let's just start off with, first of all, every comment out of everybody's mouth was, is he able to work the internet? Then he shows up with the best background and camera equipment going on.
Kids.
Like, seriously, what the hell are we spending our money on?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
Putting
I mean, like,
Subaru
you know,
engines
Cody
and
looks like
Mazdas or something. I don't know.
yeah, Cody looks like he's being filmed on a
I look
potato.
like I'm underwater.
You sound like you're underwater.
I'm gonna turn the light off.
You need to change your moniker there to Fastest Privateer Potato.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh, Dave's coming in savage.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, so
Oh,
this is just a little interesting anecdote. So my name on here, Doivy Clarkinen, some people watching may recognize that from the olden days. So back in 1987, one of my early first rallies, in my first rally car, my Opel Manta, my co-driver and I, Gary Reynolds, and this is actually Jonathan Landingham helped us craft our Finnish names, because we say, well, Finnish drivers are the fastest rally drivers, so we have to have Finnish names. So mine turned out to be Doivy Clarkinen, and then Gary's was turned into Kari Roinalainen. And we put those names on the side of the car, and we entered Tour de Forest Rally 87 under those names, which totally fucked us up for the season points, because Dave Clark, Gary Reynolds had this many points, and Doivy Clarkinen, Kari Roinalainen had this many points. And we finished down in the order than if I just used the same name all season. So
Well, yeah, but would you have had as much fun?
no.
Because let's be
And
real,
John taught us a bunch of Finnish swear words and stuff too, so that was pretty cool.
well, I mean, he's good for some.
That was the best thing about rallying in Quebec was learning all the French swear words up there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yes, Dave. So the olden days, if you will. So let's start with when.
So there's
When did you?
by the way, I still have this car, by the way.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
from
I'm still
1988.
waiting for you to put it back
Yeah,
together.
well, right. You need to win
I mean-
the lottery or something. It's
Can you give us a walk around of the Opel?
like general background, history, whatever, that type
Yeah,
of
give
thing.
me your general background
Okay.
history. Like
So-
I was probably like 2. when
This
you first
car-
started.
Give me your full medical history as well.
No. So back in 1984, my car.
Here I was born.
Way back
It's a 1980 Opel Ascona B, never imported here. So this guy, Trevor Hadley, brought it over to do the Carson City International Rally in 1984. And that rally finished. And Jerry Hines helped import it. He helped import a few cars like that. And so he retained it afterwards and rented it out for various events. It did 1985 Olympus Rally when it was the international, precursor to the WRC event, and That was the first time I saw it, and I took pictures of it. And then did 86 Olympus Rally. Actually, did before that. John Christensen rented it for an event, a divisional event. I remember seeing it there. And then 86 Olympus Rally, Gary Eaton, Martin Caspers. Gary Eaton rented it for 85 Olympus. Martin Caspers from Canada rented it for 86 Olympus. And the wheel stud sheared off on the rear wheel, and the wheel fell off, and it DNF'd. That was the state I bought it in. They had it had been at Jerry Hines' house for a few years. I bought it in January of 1988. The price was like, I remember hearing about it, it was like $10,000, and it went down to $7,500 because it's, it was a full-on Group A car at the time.
Right.
And it was an Irmscher Sport Ascona 2-liter. So it had all sorts of Irmscher bits on it and everything. Matter bolt-in roll cage, which was like thin, very thin wall, bolt-in, rudimentary back then. But back then it was legal. That's been replaced since then. And then it's so they just bolted they took the brake rotor was in the trunk. They took some nuts and bolts and through bolted the wheel on to the axle. And the brake caliper was zip tied to the axle between the top of the axle and the bump stop.
So
And
it's
that's how I
ready
bought
to
the
go.
car and first drove it.
Yeah, race ready.
Yeah, no, it's
And
ready to go.
so it was like 2 weeks before Alcan Rally, which Jerry Hines was the organizer of, and he needed cash. So I got the car and all the Panasport wheels, which originally came from Doug Shepard's car, for $2,300. No title or anything, but there's ways.
Titles are easy.
But and so I ran it for a few years. It's a great car, handles really well. I rolled it one time at forget which rally on Cedar Creek stage, and it's kind of pounded it out, pounded the roof out, put in some plastic in the rear window, pounded out the trunk area and stuff, and did what was it? Slippery Creek Rally, which went on to become the Twin Peaks Rally. I did that with just looked like hell because it was just all wrinkled metal back there and everything in it.
Well, so now is that the photo that goes around where you're driving down the road and it's like friggin' crab walking down the road?
Well, yeah, it wasn't really crab walking, but there's like the roof's all caved in. You can see
Sure.
my service crew guy, Gordon Parrott, took a picture behind us, and because believe it or not, people used to like drive their rally cars to events and not have a trailer. That's what I did. So I had to drive it home. And so the
I
roof's
cannot do
caved
that.
in and the windows broken out
I've
of the
done
back and stuff. But I would have finished that rally, but I was stuck in the ditch. And I had what happened? I got too wide on a really fast sweeping corner, and the back end, like the rear bumper trunk area, like caught the bank and spun me around, and I did like a roll and a flip and a 180, and then landed back on the wheels in the ditch, which was really wet and muddy. Luckily, the way it didn't break the windshield, because you can't get a windshield here. Can't get any parts on this continent for an Opel Ascona B. But so then after that, I got like the Group B Ascona 400 body kit for it. And then a few years later, I don't remember, this has been around, wasn't that much later, 1991. So John Van Lanningham was over in Sweden. And then on the last day, he's like, oh yeah, Dave. He goes to a wrecking yard and cuts out a rear quarter panel and gets a rear window and bumper and ships it all over to me. And one day I get this big box full of, goodies. And I go, oh, wow, cool. So I was able to weld in the quarter panel in the back and all that. But right now it's like completely stripped down and sitting in the corner of the shop because I got other things to do. But one of these days I'll do a complete restoration on it.
So you take 10 minutes a day. And you just do something.
Yeah.
Matt, this segues
Will we
into
see
your.
you drive this decade?
God dang it, Cody. God
Son
dang
of a God damn it, Cody.
Yeah, I tried to do it ahead of time.
Don't worry. It's going to take him 20 seconds for him to laugh at
Dave stopped talking and immediately started my question.
That was
Hi,
only a
AJ.
8-second delay.
Cody's
AJ.
internet powered by a potato.
AJ.
Rotten potatoes.
Hold on. Let's
Nope.
see if I can fix
No
this.
sound. AJ.
Anyways, Matt, back to what I was saying.
All right. So
This goes into
No,
your
from AJ.
into what your plan was to. We could all hang out at one person's shop like once a month, drink beers, and finish somebody's car. Like we do that
Oh yeah,
maybe
no,
every
that's
other
fun.
weekend. And then in like a year, Dave's car would be done, mine would be done, Cody's
Chris
would,
Havis came over
less
and
dented.
visited. It was out
So-
here. This was like a long time ago, a number of years ago, probably over a decade ago at this point. And he stayed at my house. He actually worked on my car because to him that was the idea of a good time, I guess. He would rather do that than go sightseeing or something. And so he helped out a little bit. But yeah, one of these days, it's just money and time. That's all.
Right. Now, Robert and I always laugh about having the traveling. What the hell are you doing, Cody? Andy's gone. All right.
Oh, everyone.
Now we're all on the same time.
All right. No, the traveling rally repair team, whatever you want to call it, because it always seems that I can potato. I always seem to be able to get away to work on somebody else's car, but I never seem to be able to get to work on mine. And
You don't want me to work on your car because I'll put a rotary engine back in it.
no, you don't want to do that. Or no, that's whatever.
What was that hand motion, Matt?
I mean, Alex isn't here to chastise us on the rotaries, anyways. But no, I mean, like I've always offered to like Cody Crane and any of the guys that I don't know. Sometimes I enjoy working on other people's cars so I can just leave, and then it's not there for me to work on again.
Well, my car happens to be at Cody's house right now, so
This
feel free
is
to stop
true.
by.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have a potato working on your car?
I hope he works faster than his internet.
Hey, that actually, for just a second, I could almost see him.
Oh man. But no, we need to. I mean, we need to come up and work on your damn car. Because let's be real, shit like that needs to exist around here. Because I'm tired of seeing a Subaru. So, all right.
So
Would you,
segue
would
to
you
another
run it
good
again,
question.
though, Dave?
Wait. Let's see. Wait, hold on, AJ. No.
No audio.
No audio, dude.
Dave, if you got your car up and restored, would you run it again?
Yeah, so here's how I would do that because it's way too valuable now. It's worth a lot of money, not in this country, but overseas. I could sell it in a heartbeat for, I don't know, probably 30, 40 grand. It's got history. It was the last Opel Ascona to ever compete in a world championship rally.
Right.
But, and those things actually go for a pretty penny over there. But over here, nobody knows what it is. So, but yeah, I mean, it would be the way I'm doing because at one point I was like wanting to get it ready and update the cage to being legal and actually go run it again. And then at some point I go, this thing's worth, too much to, I need to do it right. And then it got put on a rotisserie and stripped down completely and started going about it correctly. But that takes even longer. So it'll be nice when it ever does get done. But I would still run it again, but I wouldn't, it wouldn't be a car that I would take big chances in or go as fast
Yeah,
as.
like a 50%.
Probably more than 50%. I'd probably just fucking wreck it again anyway. So.
Would you build a BMW?
Okay, so like if I won the lottery or something, right, and had enough
Sure.
money and time that I could just build another rally car to actually compete in, a BMW would be a good, they're pretty neat and they handle well. I don't know if I do something different though.
All right, Dave, you've got $4,000. What do you
$4,000.
build?
Okay,
What do you build? And the cage is free because you're doing your own cage.
here we'll go back in time, back into the before times, the olden days. So my first rally
Back
car
into the
was
Whitback machine.
a
No, we can't
1970.
do that. We have to have modern day prices.
No. This is like to contrast.
Okay.
Shock you guys at how easy and cheap it was to go rallying back in the 80s. So my first rally car was the 1974 Opel Manta, which I bought for $450 from a used car lot in Bellingham. when I was going to school up there. I had just sold my Mazda RX-2, which I bought for similar price, fixed it all up, lowered it, painted the guards red, redid the interiors, rich in car. I ended up selling that for like $2,500. That exact car would probably be worth $25,000 a day. It's crazy. I never would have thought. But and then bought this Opel Manta because my friends Rick DeLaMere and Gary Reynolds. Rick was going to be, we're going to go rallying, right? They're the ones who kind of introduced me to rally, and Rick was into Opels. His dad road raced Opels, so that was what the car was going to be. Rick was going to be the driver. Gary was going to be the co-driver. I was going to be the crew chief, mechanic. And so I bought a Opel Manta to get familiar with the Opels. And as it turned out, Rick eventually went rallying, and he eventually bought that car, but ended up being the one that I was the driver. Gary was the co-driver. And it was actually John Vallandigham who convinced me to, because I was looking for other rally cars. I looked at like a Dodge Colt and some Fiat thing, already built rally cars. But John convinced me to build the Manta because he could get all kinds of bitchin' parts, which he did. And so that car.
Why does that just sound like a common JBL thing?
You can get bitchin' parts for a car, but it's no longer.
Oh, and they're so
I know he's controversial, but so the roll cage. Okay, I had this guy Doug Moe in Bremerton, Washington, who was into Mazda rotors. He's had this little shop. I could tell you stories about him. That's a whole nother tangent. But so I had him do the roll cage, right? So the roll cage complete out the door with tax was $350.
Oh, Jesus. Which
actually was a little bit more than exceeding the minimum rules at the time. It bolted to the floor, welded. He welded it with a stick welder, right? And I'm pretty sure it was water pipe. But the thing is, he welded all the way around. It still had a headliner in it. And he welded all the way around it. He had an old trick. He could bend the end of the electrode and get over the top of the, it wasn't exactly symmetrical or anything, but, it survived a few rolls. And so basically, I was into that car probably a total of $1,500, ready to rally. The first event I did was it was actually like a test day that Ray D'Amicio put on. It cost $10. He reserved Alpine Hill stage. It was up and back, and it wasn't even scored. And my car, I had it caged. I hadn't done much else to it. It was still lowered. I had cut springs, and I had no skid plate, and it was in primer. But I did that event. Nice, smooth Capital Forest stage roads. And then eventually put Volvo springs in it and some nice Biltema rally shocks that the Landingham got. No, they were Day Carbone rally shocks.
And, from a Volvo?
No, not the shocks.
Oh, just the springs. So gotcha.
Because the springs fit and they're a little heavier.
Oh, I officially have Volvo parts in the Mazda now.
Oh, you do?
What do you got?
Yeah, with just the top hat from the strut.
Is that why I don't have any top hats on my struts anymore?
No, I took them from mine. No, they fit a 2.5-inch spring quite nicely.
They do. Really nicely. Very well.
Very, very, very nicely. Anyways,
okay, Dave, so I did some research.
Now a set of shocks cost more than any rally car that I ever bought.
I beg to differ. Well, I guess initial purchase price. You can still get, for a Volvo 240,
you can get cheap stuff, but I'm talking like you get like a, Ragers or Profion.
Well, yeah, that's way nicer than like super simple stuff. But
that wasn't available back then.
You can go to Sell Home and get Volvo Original Cup rally suspension for $900, including the springs for front and rear.
Bad.
Yeah, so it's a revalved Bilstein HD, which is an inverted 40mm damper and a 40mm piston shock absorber. That's all revalved for rally racing, plus the spring kit that goes along with it. All bolts up stock. It's like $900 or $950 plus shipping, which is less than $100 from Sweden. So
$1,000 more or less.
Not bad.
No, that's going to work for the majority of the two-wheel drive field in the United States.
Yeah.
I think it worked for
No, I
most
haven't
anyone.
been looking at the comments. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, there's a bunch of
Fun
those
stuff over there.
So Dave, I did some quick research. Your $1,500 rally car in $1980. We'll go 1985.
It was 87.
87. Okay, in 87. Doing a quick calculator on the internet, that comes down to a $3,400 rally car. So now you've got $3,400 to build a rally car. What you gonna do?
Couldn't do it.
Oh, you just stole $600.
You can totally
But it
do
would
it.
be very good.
So I've bought
My
two rally
standards
cars.
have raised up over the years.
Yeah, sadly. I bought two
That
rally
is definitely
cars.
true.
I bought two rally cars for less than
I should
$3,000.
say you
Tell us
have a
about that
hard time.
Celica you bought, Matt.
I'm into this thing
No.
for less than five.
Three, but that doesn't count.
I have
The,
pictures of that
Mighty
Celica on my
Max.
phone.
AJ, show us what's behind you. Get out of the way.
Let me flip
oh,
it around.
sound.
Oh, I can hear him.
Yeah, you got sound now. So this,
Yay.
it's kind of a hotted up 7A, which is similar to what you put in Phil's car.
Yeah.
Got some nice cams in it. The fun headers. The bottom end's been balanced. I got a little creative with the harmonic dampener and just got rid of it and balanced the whole thing with a lightweight pulley. So we'll see how that works out. Cut the whole roof off, re-welded it on, put a new welded in the sunroof, and finished that up. Today I've been working on wiring and switch panels, trying to get get this thing started up by the end of the week. I got glass coming in tomorrow for the front, rear, and rest of the sides. Since I'm sick and tired of burning up time on things, I decided to forego Lexan for now. But yeah, this thing uses right now I've got these shoved in here improperly. The Ford or the Merkur.
Yeah, I was going to say those look like Ford Sierra
They're, sho-
parts.
they're shoved in there. I need to redo them. I'm actually going to cut those out and go to something else.
Hey, just buy those Subaru top mounts I have.
I should, but John went some massive bearing on the top of these things that I got to go find top hats for.
What size is the ID on those? It's like what, 3/4 or 7/8?
7/8.
You can make that's easy stuff to find.
Well, I got to use those. It's actually a metric pin, and then I'm using sleeves to fit it into a 7/8 bearing. So I think it's 22 millimeter. My math's not
yeah.
that good.
I think it's about 22.
Yeah. So, and then next project is
Oh, boy.
that stupid thing.
The rally car?
What the hell is that?
It's a Datsun 260Z.
Can be a rally
That-
car or like a street car.
I'm thinking a street car, maybe some Northwest Hill Climb stuff. Tucked back here in the back corner, I've got a little Skyline motor, the
Okay,
single turbo.
I've done that conversion before. I made motor mounts and stuff, and I put a RB26 TTE or whatever they call them, twin turbo thing, into a 73 240Z. Pretty
Nice.
interesting.
Yeah, this is the RB20, so the small one. But
the little one.
this is a 2-liter. But excuse the shop; it's an absolute disaster. I've been out here for the last 4 or 5 hours. And
What?
Now I
That's
need to think.
immaculate. You can see the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, man, that's. Yeah. No, hey, Robert. So to get back to my two cars I bought less than $3,000, the Mighty Max and my first Legacy. Right. I got-
Okay.
Wait, I thought you said less than $1,000.
No, less than three. Less than
guys-
one was the
before you
Celica.
guys get off on
Doesn't count if you combine brands.
I gotta actually say goodbye. It is it's my birthday today, and I gotta go celebrate with my
Happy
Happy birthday!
So,
Happy birthday!
guys, enjoy the rest of the show. I'm sorry I'm missing out on this one.
That's all right.
Oh, well.
Thanks for coming.
Got
Yeah.
to share your stuff. That's good.
Real
Bye,
quick.
So yeah, just to add to some of the conversation going over here on the sidebar, back when I first started rallying, a full roll cage wasn't even required for coefficient 1 events. You could just have a rear, 4-point roll bar, and driving suits weren't required for divisional events in the U.S. So we went up to Canada in '88, did the Rocky Mountain National Rally in my Opel, the Skona, finished 10th overall. And at some point, at one of the service stops, because we didn't have driving suits, Gary or I, and we're just like in flannel shirts and jeans or whatever, right? And who was it? Anyway, one of the organizers came up and he said, "Oh, you're supposed to have, driving suits up here in Canada on national events." It's like, "Oh, well, it's not that rule down there. I don't know what." So we ended up putting on like mechanics overalls that we had, and that was good enough for them to get through the rest of the event.
I mean, it looks like a driving suit.
Oh, that's my favorite
before
part.
before there was a lawsuit for a lady that spilled coffee on herself at McDonald's.
All right. So so that one, if you really ever look into it, I actually am on the ladies' side. So
we don't need to get into it, but I'm just saying it's lawsuit happy was my point.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. But if you ever look into it, you might change your thought. But yes, you're right. But no, I mean, I only came into rally, in the early 2000s, where things were fairly well set in their ways. I think they were starting. What was it? They were starting to.
It's right about the peak of entries level.
Yeah, well, and they were phasing out like bolt-in cages, and I know the doo-wop that I went to, there were still some people with some stock seats in their car.
That was trying to remember. So Pacific Forest Rally in Washington. They didn't have the Canadian event yet. This was in 1989.
74.
89. And there was a
1776.
There was some stages towards the coast more that we didn't really do much. Some kind of new stages, and almost once there was a 3-car pilot, like almost fucking literally. So Shannon Smith, who
Literally.
later become Shannon Millen, and Ray Demisio co-driving for him. They went off as like over this crest and landed backwards in the Mazda 323. They had stock seats. The seats back broke, and so that wasn't good. And then David Yane, who was renting Chad DeMarco's Subaru RX, which I'm not sure if that's the car that Gary Cabot ended up with. There was 2 of those cars, or the I don't know all the histories on there. Anyway, he went off on the opposite ditch, kind of avoiding. Oh shit, stuck in the ditch. Then Greg Lund came over, and he's 323. Shit, nowhere to go, and stove right in the back of the Subaru, and just stove in the trunk. And it was like, okay, stop on this stage. That was the rally that 6 cars finished. High attrition, 6 cars.
That's
finished.
awesome. All right, so we had questions.
It's just a PFR thing.
All right.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Cody. Totally agree with you on that.
Somebody's actually asking like semi-intelligent
There's some
questions.
good stuff in the comments right now.
I know there's great stuff. Favorite rally card, Dave?
Whoa.
Go.
Rally car of all time, or
Yes, of all time.
Interpret it as you wish.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll think about that in a minute.
Okay, Danny.
Of all time? Don't ask me that. I don't have a clue.
Okay, Cody.
Probably the Stratus because
Okay.
it sounds
Solid answer.
ridiculous. And
Robert?
it's super impractical.
What are we
Yeah.
doing here? Sorry, reading
Favorite
comments.
rally
Favorite rally car.
Okay, so of course I like Opel Ascona 400 because obviously it's the best car.
Yeah,
But
but-
really, if you go back to that era, the group I'm gonna whittle my choice down to the Group B era, the Group B cars, just to make it sort of an easier.
Fair enough. I'll go with the Group B.
And I'm gonna say the Lancia Delta S4 because it was just so fucking over the top crazy,
Yep,
supercharged, turbocharged, craziness.
Heck yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Sounded-
That's actually one of my favorite cars of all time.
All right, best rally car. Well, that's gonna be.
How about
That's kind of
the
insane.
strangest rally car that you guys have seen?
Oh,
The lifted Camaro from last time.
yes,
Cadillac.
Which one? What, Dave?
Cadillac. Anyone remember the Cadillac?
yes. the
I've seen
Cadillac.
pictures.
So
I don't
19
know what the.
Hold on,
what
now
was it,
find it. Keep talking,
2
Dave.
or something? Cadillac.
Only without the hood, though.
Yes.
Fleetwood Brougham or some shit. And Dave Turner built that car for Chad. Someone refresh my memory. I can't remember. He was a fast driver, but he crashed a lot, ran a truck and stuff. Someone in the comments will, fill in my senile memory. But it was one of those things where it was, you're drinking at a bar after a rally one night, and what would be cool? We should build a Cadillac rally car, but they actually did it. They had a double main hoop, right? Because the thing was so heavy, they had 2 main hoops stacked together, and they had like the off-road shocks sticking through the hood and shit. And so they came up, did doo-wop rally, and they blew the motor up the first day, and they went to there it is. There's pictures.
Heck yeah.
And they went to a wrecking yard and found out like a Eldorado motor, a 500 cubic inch out of Eldorado. And they spent all night replacing the motor, and they left the hood off because they ran out of time, and plus it saved about 400 pounds. And they showed up like literally the last possible second to tech and got it retech and ran on. And then I don't remember if it was the last stage, but okay. This is the last corner of a Porter Creek stage. If you go down one corner, there's like another corner, and then there's a bridge. They literally ran out of gas, and the finish line is like feet in front of the nose of my car there. So they literally ran out of gas in sight of the flying finish.
That's a car you cannot push across the finish line.
Oh, you're done.
So that was pretty neat.
I don't know what Mercedes this is, but it's a diesel. I don't know if you can see it even.
Oh, yeah.
It was at Sandblast a couple of times I did it, I think. But Chris Greenhouse and I broke an axle the last year I did, I think 2018. And we started at the back of the pack. We caught him not far into the stage, and he had no idea we were there, and we passed him on the inside of a corner. Guy never knew we were there until we were up door to door with him.
So I actually have 2 unusual Porsche rally cars under construction in my shop right now. People may know, obviously,
Bill's car, yeah.
The 945, and but Audi motor and Phil's car, 5-cylinder turbo. Crazy, brand new body shell. Never been a car before.
That's crazy.
Came from
Both
back
Porsche have Audi motors, right?
And so that's gonna get ramped back up again here soon.
Is it? I'm super excited to see that thing. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
he
lie.
needs to get that. That thing needs to get
Ready
done.
to get it finished now, and so it's back up on the rotisserie. Motors out. Got to sort out some clutch stuff. Put the transmission together, all that stuff. And then something that Andrew Sutherland's next car is the Porsche Cayman that we're putting a Audi S6 V8 motor in it.
For rally?
For a rally car. So he found a transmission, which Boxster S transmission is the 6PS, the strong one. And he was able to get a guard limited slip diff for a used one for like half price.
Yeah.
And
So
so those
still
parts
more
are on
than
the
half.
way. The Docal tubing's on the way. And so yeah, 340 horsepower stock. And you got this, some guy makes out of Portland, I think, makes a like an engine mount cradle kit to bolt that motor into a Boxster. So
Of course they
it
do.
should bolt right in.
Close enough.
And that thing will sound awesome. It'll be crazy and weird. The suspension probably be a little bit of a challenge, but It'll be
Not for
fun.
you. Come on. Let's be real. What do you drink? Oh, that's right. You're drinking your fake.
Everybody's at they're
was gonna say,
accusing
Danny,
me of
do you
drinking
need a
White
beer?
Claw.
Finn
Beer?
McCool.
I do. Yeah, can somebody hand me a beer?
Here.
That'd be great.
Here you go.
I'm out. Saddest day ever.
Yeah, everyone's ridiculous because he's not drinking a beer.
In the feed, Randy.
Cody, what am I not? I'm building a no nonsense rally car. Is that what I'm doing?
So,
No,
which
we're not-
doctor
we're talking
asked
about-
me if I built Cosmeti's second Supra? No, I did not. That when Dave Turner built the turbo car, I built the first one, which was non-turbo.
Oh, I remember.
And a
that
guy,
guy.
Paul, what's his last name, in Texas owns that car now. So it's being cleared. for-
Ouch. Kara's coming on strong right now.
How many,
There's great
how many
games,
rally
just to
cars has
clarify.
Dave Clark built, and how many have you crashed?
Let's just go with roll cages. Roll cages only,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
full
yeah.
I don't
carbons.
even know. The funny
How many
thing
have you-
is,
Are we in
I've never
quadruple
rallied.
digits here?
Well, that's not entirely true, but I've never owned a rally car that I built like originally. Obviously, I've rebuilt, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. The Manta I built, but I didn't do the roll cage because I wasn't building roll cages back then. The Ascona I bought was already built. I obviously worked on it over the years. The Dodge Omni was already a turnkey rally car when I bought it, although it got reshelled a couple of times. That was back in the days. Back in my day, with bolt-in roll cages, the body shell was disposable.
Right.
Right.
You just
So
take
I
the
went
kid
up
with you.
75-foot cliff in Colorado in 1990, and was ready for the next rally a month later. And I went to a city auction and bought another Dodge Omni, and had some friends come over. And 2 weekends we put the thing back together, bolt the roll cage in to the new car, and transfer all the mechanicals, and boom, you got another rally car.
Did you say a 75-foot cliff?
Yeah.
How'd that end up?
I wonder.
How do you
Getting
think
into
If I was
car.
technically advanced enough, I could probably figure out how to put a picture up. I don't know. Is that a possible thing to do, Matt?
Yeah, totally.
know,
You should be able to share a tab.
Yeah, open it up and hit share screen.
Like share screen.
Yep, share
Yeah,
screen.
First
And
of
then
all, I'll have to go
Find
searching
it.
through my
that's right.
You also have to close all
stay
the
away
other
from
tabs.
the porn folders, and then
I was-
finally.
Thank you for saying that. I didn't want to make that joke first.
Worst rally car to work on?
Mercor, bar none.
Yeah, I'm
Mercor.
gonna go
Yeah.
with Mercer also.
Yeah.
Apparently, none of y'all have done a clutch change on a Toyota Celica All-Track.
No, God,
Wow.
why would we do
No.
that?
Don't.
Because one of us
No.
might be a Toyota mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is that?
Oh,
black
yeah.
out for?
Who?
Yeah, fun, aren't
It's
they?
actually not bad when it's on a lift.
Yeah, what's
Well,
the book time on
How
a Celica
fun is
All-Track
it when you're
clutch?
on your back on jack stands?
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
No.
You know, like
Transmission wraps around the engine. It just won't drop down. It's like
Yeah.
try to get it in.
Dave's dance
out.
moves.
I'm gonna-
Add some techno music to that.
Go off screen for a moment here. Well, I'll
No,
be
you're
on
good.
screen, but I won't be seeing the screen. See if I can
I'm-
dig up a picture.
So interested what
Take
we
a
will
while. I
see.
got a million.
I know, right? No, you know, it's funny. Like everybody may, well, not everybody, but people shite on the Subarus anymore. But Jesus, like doing a clutch in them is like a 2-hour ordeal.
They're,
So
they're
easy.
actually,
It's
for a
like,
lot, most, not everything, but most stuff, they're actually pretty easy to work on. The
Yeah.
transmissions are actually very easy to work on.
they are, and doing a clutch, I just pull the engine,
Right.
and it's
That's
like,
like once you have like something that's any like remotely to a race car, you get away from all the stock stuff. It's so fast to pull the motor on one of those.
oh no, I mean even stock stuff.
Well,
I just-
yeah, you could.
I was doing that in my personal car because I don't
Yep.
have to roll around on the ground. I don't have to fight a transmission out. I don't have to disconnect axles, drive line, shifter, all that stuff. Like drop the header, pull 4 bolts from the bell housing and a couple mounts and
Yeah.
So I think you guys all got it wrong. I was going to say the worst one is mine because
oh yeah, no, yours.
I don't
haven't
like
found out
working on
yet.
that.
That's the true answer. Is the worst rally car to work on is your own.
Yes, because you have to pay for everything and yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
The hours of other people's cars I've worked on versus my own is like an order
Oh,
of
yeah.
magnitude, 10 times more hours spent on other people's cars than my own.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
At least.
I remember like 3 months straight of working on Clark rally cars and not having a free moment to myself.
Yeah,
No relation to me.
yeah.
The other Clark.
Okay, now let
Yeah.
me see if I can do this. All
Okay,
right.
so you can share the screen.
So this if it shows up, it was a dark night stage 2, right? So
Okay.
going through, and I was killing it on this rally, right? It was the first 60% national event, and I was in my Dodge Omni production GT trim, and we're into altitude because it's Colorado. So, but the turbo really helped, and I caught the guy at the finish line of the first stage who won the event the prior like 2 or 3 years in a row. So I was like third overall. This is behind Paul Chaunier, Doug Shepard, then me, then Jeff Swart was behind me. All the Mazdas were behind me. And I going, oh, I guess I could slow down a little. But we got to this one stage at night, and something also I learned. This is route book days, no pace notes back then, and we have always organized and marked and done route books really well up here in Washington, and it's not always like that at other parts of the country. So the instruction was right over cattle guard. So and we're running around this ridge, and there's exposure on. I was like, exposure on right over. Okay, exposure. I see it. No big deal. Well,
are you sharing the picture here before we get too far in this?
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can figure that out. Share screen.
Yeah, down at the bottom.
Now what do I do?
I don't know.
So you wait for Matt to.
Get closer to the monitor.
Chrome tab. I don't know. How do I put a photo on?
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Tab. There we go, and then it shows up in my
that's
thing.
The last thing I saw. You can see the skid marks, right? Sort of going over the edge, right? All right, and now let me. Okay, I'll go back out and I'll find the other photo. So, it was like. So anyway, triple caution, exposure on right, right over cattle guard. I go, okay, I'm looking for a right over cattle guard or whatever it is, and. No, but there's a left turn they don't tell you about. The exposure on right is for a sharp left turn, not in the route book. And they called that, I found out later, they call that place the dump because cars go off there every year.
Oh, shit.
And then you Buffalo, why isn't that? There were parts of other cars down at the bottom of the cliff where I was. Luckily, the tree I landed up against kept me from going down into the creek. So let me see. Hang on, I'm looking for...
Who makes the best lights? The cheapest ones you can get off Amazon.
Yeah. The 48-inch, $50 LED light bar.
Yep. Get you a tube of silicone and reseal them, and you're good to go.
So there I'm at the bottom of the cliff. We didn't even bother putting out triangles because no point.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right, let me see. There's another angle. Oh, here we go. So many things to click here.
Okay, I know.
Patient. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't show up. All right, there we go. So, yeah.
Jesus.
I felt there's like 3 good hard hits, like because it was like airtime. You're in trouble when you see the tops of trees below you, and you go, "Oh shit, this is it. I'm gonna die."
Yeah.
My co-driver's like down there. "Oh, I'm sorry," because he thought he missed the call or something. "Oh, don't worry about it. Now, watch out. I'm gonna step on you to get out." And so I had to. Doug Shepard had gone off on the same stage, a little different area. And so he kind of rode up with the sweep crew, and he was looking over the edge there. Oh, shit, that's a long way down. And the tow truck guy was out there picking up other cars, and he was like, "I don't got enough cable to reach that. I'm going to have to come back tomorrow with some chain," which he did. So he chained it, brought it halfway up, and hooked it, and pulled it up. But, it drove back onto the trailer.
It's really half the battle, in my opinion. Favorite rally to participate in? I would Mount Hood, but I have not versed in many rallies.
I really like less steep than it is. If you look up the hill, it's quite steep in that area. You can see the road curves around to the right there. But there's like glass and window rubber and shit. Not from my car, from other people's cars.
Oh, wow. That's nuts.
There was a section of one of the stages at PFR. There was like 5 cars that DNF'd it the first running. And there was I know Jason Bailey went off, and then
Bailey.
somebody else went off within feet of each other, and they're just down at the bottom of a hill with his cars piling up.
I know Tony Torsha had a roll in the same corner as somebody else
Yeah,
too.
with me in the car.
I didn't even know that.
That was the first roller I've been in.
Who rolled right next to you or near you?
So it was we were
Jeremy
the third
Livingston?
car. Yeah, but Tino was actually the first person to roll in the corner. But then he like monster trucked it over all these logs and kept going.
Yeah. It was kind of a deceptive corner, but not that deceptive. It was
Yeah,
just
so-
really fast before that. Like
So
really
here's
fast
a
before
picture
that.
of the car, of
We
the
saw-
resale car at the next rally. Oops.
With that good 80s wood paneling.
Man, I love that shit.
Can you buy that in a roll? Can we put that on every single rally car from like 1995 and earlier?
I
guess
I
even like the
wanna wrap
M3
my
could get
helmet
that.
in that. I want to get my helmet wrapped wood grain.
Dude, Cody, Dave Clark's M3, we're going to put some wood wrap on that sucker.
That would be sweet.
Next rally.
You would.
I really need to find somebody to wrap my helmet in wood grain.
Yes, you can get it in vinyl.
Right, but getting someone that is willing to do it is something different.
So
That almost seems easy.
my internet's so bad I didn't even see any of that, and I was super bummed.
Alex, if you want an endurance grade rally, just go race PFR in Canada.
Oh yeah, PFR
Yeah.
is great. It's my favorite rally. I've never finished.
It's like a 60+% attrition rate. It's gnarly.
It's insane.
It's
Why?
super hard.
Why?
Why?
It's
Because
I've never.
the road, there's so many embedded rocks. Like the roads are super gnarly. They're super
but
fast
The
and
new road
smooth.
this year was super rad.
We left before that because car broke. But
My
was
favorite
fun
rally
driving
in
out to that
North
road.
America is would be Beta Chaleur in Canada. It's a really neat event.
haven't been out there.
No, the only one up there that I've done on that section is Personage.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am unversed in mini rallies.
I like Ojibwe a lot as long as the dust isn't crazy.
Yeah, and the mosquitoes suck.
Well, the mosquitoes, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
any
the-
rally, as long as the dust isn't crazy, I'm okay with it.
I feel
But
that's like a
Ojibwe,
standard statement
I
here.
really like the roads at Ojibwe, and I just if it rains a day or two in advance, you're good. But if it doesn't, haven't rained for like a week, then it's brutal at night.
Which rally?
Here's my Opal sitting in that ditch I was talking about after I rolled it.
Which rally has the best after party?
Big White,
Big White by far, yeah.
yeah.
Or PFR's got a pretty dope after party at the whatever that bar saloon is. That's like all Johnny Cash themed, country western themed hotel
this
rooms.
year it was at the hotel.
So remember the
that's
world.
right. Yeah, forget that. Go back to the old place.
Room of the World one year. Oh my God, there was some. So at the hotel we got kicked out of, we were asked not to ever come back there again. But so they had like the hot tub area was on the other side of like glass sliding doors of the bar, right? So we're all in the
Already a
bar,
great story.
and I'll never. Still. Lon Peterson's ass cheeks pressed up against the glass is an image burned into my mind that I can never get out. But yeah, and then Paul Chanier, it's always the quiet ones, isn't it, that get like just belligerent drunk, right?
Guilty.
Some good times. I better not say any more.
Yeah. Hey, Robert, what's going on there, bud?
Oh, nothing.
Just like one arm goes up, the next arm goes up.
I think the only year I did Prescott, they had a blender making margaritas. That was it was a 2-stroke blender.
Oh yeah, that's how you know it's solid.
That was pretty sweet.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got all kinds of fun old pictures here if you guys are.
You got all the pictures and all the
Okay,
stories.
I'm just-
I mean, let's be real. Like, you started rallying when most of these guys were born.
Yeah, so here's
Before
a
my time.
picture. Here's a picture from the very first rally event I ever went to and spectated, and the very first stage I ever saw, and the very first car that I ever saw on stage, which you'll have to agree would be a transformative experience. I took this picture.
Yes, 1959.
1985 Olympus.
Oh,
Anna
yeah.
That's
Nicola.
close. I had the number.
First competition event for the Batmobile, I think.
That thing is sweet.
Awesome.
There's something about WRC cars, like the level of speed you cannot fathom.
No,
It's like-
they're just.
I went to WRC Sweden this year, and even though it wasn't super snowy, it was still like, inches of hard packed ice over gravel. And seeing cars going that fast is bizarre. It is weird.
Silence.
I'm just gonna start
I'm
drinking
sorry,
again.
I'm reading.
Here's,
I can't.
Yeah, I was reading
multitask,
comments. I was reading comments too.
Literally.
Yeah, this is the
Literally.
Yeah,
I'm not.
literally.
Robert,
Literally.
okay.
here's the
I was gonna
aftermath.
ask how that whiskey was. It
Here's the aftermath of the last time I rolled the Omni. It was at the ORV park, which the first run I did was the fastest time of the entire weekend. The second run was the slowest. And it was all caught on video. I've got the video up there somewhere. And so we got it all banged out for the next day. Scott Simons loaned me a Honda Civic windshield, which would drop through the windshield pillars of the Dodge. Let me see if I can find that. Here we go. So we had to weld in conduit and then duct tape the window all in, and we went out the next day and I set fastest time again and then broke both drive shafts. So
What's the photo? Was it an Omni that the photo of you and John, like the comparison side, but like top and bottom, like John's launching this.
I'll bring that up in a second. Yeah, so that's my landlord at the time, my friend Dave Vercade on the left there, who was co-driving for me. First time he'd ever rode in a rally car. I flipped him over on his lid the first time through. So we went. Yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, disposable rally car, bolt the cage into a no shell.
God, I wish that was a thing now.
All right. Let me.
You
So
really
you're
got to
talking
commit
about
to it nowadays.
these two Jim Culp photos. Clickety click. So you have John Lane driving my car in the top photo, getting massive air, and you have me in the bottom photo, not getting massive air. Guess who was faster?
I'm going with you.
Yeah, for some reason the car goes faster when the wheels are on the ground.
Well, generally,
Yeah, but who was giggling more?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a great. Yeah, well, John also broke both the drive shafts in the fun runs afterwards, and I made him push the car back on the trailer.
He probably thought it was worth it.
Okay, so there's a question that was the
Sorry, Danny.
top 5 rally drivers, but I'm going to go with what are your least 5 favorite rally drivers?
Least 5 favorite rally drivers.
We're gonna-
locally or internationally?
I'm going to abstain from this.
Yeah, I'm going to abstain from this side also because it's
I
not
think
even
my
going to be
number
based
one,
on their driving
I will
ability.
answer because no one else will. My
Fine,
number one.
I'll put me in the whole
No,
thing because
no,
I'm
no.
slow as sin.
So, my number one least favorite rally driver is somebody who trash talks Krista on Facebook, but she
Okay.
can't see because he blocked her, which is probably why he talks shit about her.
Well,
All right, from now on, I'm blocking
Krista knows
Krista,
who it
and
is.
I'm going to
Krista
trash
knows
talk
who I'm
Krista
talking about.
nonstop.
I already
Who
know
would
who
ever
it
block
is.
You
Krista?
shouldn't, because Krista's a nice lady.
she seems to be nice so far. I mean, I don't actually know her. No.
I mean, I
Does it
Yeah,
rhyme with
she's
I don't
Schmegashino?
know. Deceptive. It does. I don't.
No, that's kind of what I figured.
I would try to reply that, but
It rhymes with maraschino?
I just made up a word.
or
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
it's
okay.
Italian, so
It's cool. I
How
don't
about,
have any dislikes in drivers. You know, there's
So
let's put it this way. There are
Okay.
people within rally that shouldn't be here. and because they
There are
are
a lot of
bad.
people in rally that shouldn't be there.
What?
There are a lot of people in rally that should go away.
So I don't know the guy personally, but I know that there was a driver from.
I
the
would say there's more
Midwest.
bad.
There was a driver from the Midwest that left 2 of his crew guys in Oregon because he was mad at them,
Oh,
Okay, that's pretty
Wow.
trash.
and it was for a mechanical DNF for a car they finished like a day or 2 before the rally because it was all rushed, and he was mad at them that they DNF'd, and so he left them there. Like they were supposed to ride back in the hauler, and that he told the driver of the hauler not to pick him up.
That's brutal.
Okay, here's one. It's kind of a little fun one. So, it's from a long time ago. It was the first ever doo-wop rally sprint. Let me get this up here. And this guy, you're going to love this car. International Scout.
Yeah.
So this guy came in trash talking everybody, saying, "Oh, I'll whip all your asses. I'm faster. You know, I'm going to kill it." Right? And he actually started a couple of cars ahead of me on the road, right? He started the first stage. First stage, and there's a bit of a straightaway. First corner, he does this. First stage, first corner. We never saw him again, ever.
Oh, so it's like AJ.
right.
Oh,
Oh,
I hope
man.
AJ's
happy birthday, AJ.
Happy
You just got
birthday,
burned.
AJ.
Wow.
Although in AJ's defense, he had a few things working against him. He had a rear-wheel drive Audi. He had Alex for a co-driver.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Alex is in the comments.
That was the jab. That was the funny
That
jab.
was the funny jam part.
I'm going to continue drinking tequila and IPAs.
You
That
should.
sounds like a terrible mixture. Continue.
Yeah, continue that as this goes downhill.
sounds like a
fast.
terrible idea. I'm in.
It sounds awful.
I'm strong.
So is my liver.
Here's another category for another entrant for least favorite rally driver. I use the word rally driver very loosely. Yeah. So, MacGyver, Richard Dean Anderson, rolled the pace car during '87 Olympics.
Yes.
But he wasn't the only one because Perry King also, he didn't roll it, but he went off on the same stage. So both pace cars went off the same stage.
Is that an
Marco
FS?
Lane comes through and meets up with one of the corner workers in a Toyota pickup trying to pull one of the cars out of the ditch, and he was upset. So
Is that an FX16?
yes,
Oh.
that might be. I forget which car ended up in the hands of Brian Gottlieb. It might be this car. It might be the other one.
Oh. Who was just jonesing about the Alex was all about the FX16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I secretly like them.
No, we shot him down pretty quick. He likes I mean, I will fully admit I enjoy a good bad idea every once in a while, but yeah. As long as I'm fine being shot down.
Jason just asked me to talk about Blake Ian, and I don't know. I don't want to get whacked.
Let's not. Nobody needs.
Is he in
to
the
be-
mob? What is this?
let's
Yeah,
not.
actually, yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
We're
good
not.
guess.
Yes. Before I started working for him, he had been in prison for attempted murder, a whack job on some boyfriend of the secretary. This wannabe mob guy paid him to go do a whack on.
That sounds like a great
But he-
customer
but
to
he
have.
failed. Yeah. Yeah, it was that was an interesting period of time. Anyway,
Yep.
he's
There's
moving back on. He went back to jail again. Got back out again.
It's like an episode of Tiger King,
People like Blake.
but in rally.
See, I know
world.
what you're trying to do, Jason. I'm not going to go there.
How did we never get into Tiger King? Let's see.
That's what I'm talking about, Matt. We missed a golden opportunity last
Oh,
time.
Brian
No, we really did.
confirms that. I think this is what he said. Yes, that was the car he ended up with. Oh, that was
No,
not
he
mine.
says no. That's not mine.
Oh, so was the
Bill's
other
mom,
one that
Jeffrey.
Brian ended up with. There were like 3 of them around this area, and I don't remember
Yeah.
where they all went.
Well, and I
I'll be
think
right back.
Brian owned them all at some point. Let's be real.
There's a few people who like to own lots of rally cars.
Yes.
I know a
We
few
know
of
a few
them.
of those people.
Cody and I know a few, and Dave know a few of those people, and Matt.
I am one of those people. I mean, the most I've ever owned at one time was 3.
It's a problem.
It was a
You
problem.
can
I sold.
only race one
had-
at a time.
So back to the subject of weird and unusual rally cars.
Yeah,
So
I'm always for that.
and the olden days.
Days.
So this was back in, when was this? About 1990, 89.
Well, before my time.
We built that Lancia Scorpion rally car.
Oh,
So we were at a
Yeah.
Those are
Jeff
awful.
Pete's shop. There was like Dave Snyder, who was kind of really the owner, on that one, and Sam Bryan, Greg Lund, and I'm trying to remember who all was in that group. We called it the Happy Club, as a play on Jolly Club, right? Which
Right.
was the sponsor. It was a betting organization in Italy. It was sponsor of the Lancia Junior team. So we called ourselves Happy. And we'd meet down there. We'd have, drink and have fun, work on the rally car, whatnot. It was the requirement for admission to the club was you had to have rolled a rally car practicing, but we did have honorary members too. And that thing was crazy because he got it from this road racer guy who had taken it all apart, was going to build it in an SCCA road race car, then discovered there wasn't any class it was illegal for. So he kind of like half donated it. I don't know. The main thing was you had to get a windshield for it, which was like $600 back then, which was expensive. But David knew a bit about Lancias, so built the motor for it. We built this thing, caged it. Well, I didn't do the cage. It was Paul Morgan that did the roll cage, but I did some other work on it. Made the roof because those things have like a cloth roof, so I put a steel roof on it. Dave Snyder worked at Tacoma Fiberglass, and he built the rear hatch to make it look like a Lancia 037. And we had a whiteboard, dry erase board, and we were listing all the different cars that we got parts for. It had the front bumper off of a Lotus, had Opel tail lights. It had, believe it or not, a Yugo windshield wiper motor, a Mazda RX-3 radiator, had Tokiko struts or GAB struts, one or the other, from a Toyota MR2 adapted to all this weird shit. But it ended up being kind of a good rally car. It wasn't super powerful, but Sam Bryan did second overall at Rocky Mountain Rally in 1990, I think it was.
Mhm.
And beat, and it was really muddy too, and beat the Sprongles by like 5 minutes. Caught them on a stage, mind you, and this was when their groupie Audi car, but mind you, this was their first full year in the Audi, so they hadn't really achieved the, dominating
this the
status they
same
later would.
Scorpio / 037 that ran OTR a few years ago?
Yes, the same car.
Okay.
So, what's the guy's name now? I forget his name now. He's a road racer guy. Bought the car. So yeah, he's brought it out a couple of times. But yeah, odd little car.
Yeah.
But it handled pretty cool. You could get I never drove it, but I don't think I could fit in it. But reportedly you could do like extreme angles of yaw in a corner, and it just like totally stable.
Really? Do you think that's because of the rear engine setup on
Yeah,
that?
I think it was really balanced really well.
Yeah.
I have unfortunately had the pleasure of working on one of those, and the engine, like in those things, is barely held in there. Like that was the most terrifying car I've ever driven.
Let's see.
All
See if I
right.
can find any interesting other.
All right, Dave Clark. Question of the evening.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the Volvo 240?
It's the Escort of the '90s, or something. Whatever the
The dream of the 90s.
No, but it's actually a good platform because
Ah,
the lots of parts available for them. Right, they're a solid car. Nice, good rear drive car, solid axle, simple to build, simple to run. Lots of parts available. Obviously, those Swedish and Finnish guys drive the shit out of them. They're they're ugly, but whatever.
They're no longer using the 240 because they ran out of them. They're all going to the 940s.
Yeah, over there, you can still find them around here on the West Coast anyway. They haven't
Yeah.
all rusted out, so it's not hard. But yeah, no, it's a good car.
What about the BMW E36?
I think that's a good platform, but you know, it does have its idiosyncrasies. It handles really well. I mean, just ask
Great handling.
right Dave Clark Mark II, and I don't know if he's ever going to go back to his Mercure. You know, he's
No,
you know,
he won't.
the BMW just is so much better handling. car
Easy
than
there,
that.
Matt. Easy
What
there.
he won't. All right, I found the picture.
All right.
Is that Marilee's
Nice.
house?
No, that's my old house.
Oh, I can't tell. And
I know.
I many tequilas in and an IPA and a half, and
It's just, it's a bunch of people, cars. No, so there was my 3 rally cars I owned at one time. So there you go.
All right.
it's a Mighty Max, an RX-7, and this.
Still got the truck.
No, the truck went out east.
Okay.
I wish I never sold the truck, but
Hey, Matt, let's
Matt-
make one of those Volvo wagons into a Volvo truck.
I am
Yeah,
okay
like a
with
tree
that.
Frank
runner.
McKinnon, yeah, it is. That you're right. Frank McKinnon owns the Scorpion now.
I am really
The
okay
Mach
with that. Robert.
037.
All right, Matt,
Yeah,
let's
I
buy
tried
me
to buy
beer
that
and a
truck.
Sawzall.
I have 2 cars. Let's do that.
And where's Cody at? Cody's still there. Cody,
He's
No.
still there.
No,
We're gonna
we
go
get
down
back
one of those-
there.
Cody, you're gonna buy one of the Volvo wagons so you can build a Volvo pre-runner.
Well, yeah.
I'll drink some beers and have a Sawzall and turn a Volvo wagon into a Volvo truck for Matt. So Matt can have his.
Help me with the Sawzall. We'll have to cut the back floor out for the long travel suspension.
They already have like
About
11
like
inches.
4 feet.
They have over 10 inches of travel stock. How much more do you need?
I want to see when it hits a bump, it like drops like 3 feet. It's got to
Yeah.
be like a trophy truck.
There, we finally got the car back
Not like a
up,
trophy truck. I'm not interested.
back up onto the road. There's the chain that they needed to.
Dave, do you
Grab it.
still wear flannel?
Not as bad as I expected, though.
Yeah. Dave, you really should wear more flannel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my
I
cowboy
took-
boots.
Yeah.
Like
do
the
like
hair.
cowboy
I had hair back
Those,
then.
those are the custom-made driving cowboy boots, though, right?
yeah.
Dave, do you still wear cowboy boots?
No,
I just bring them back.
Damn it.
Get some gator skin cowboy boots. While you're looking at them roll
there
cages.
you go.
Oh, Cody's wondering about his roll cage coupon.
Okay,
Roll cage coupon.
what do we got to do to get Cody's Volvo back on stage and not like
All the
dying
things.
every other stage?
Somebody supply money. Somebody supply an ECU.
Mm,
It would get fixed.
mm.
I mean, Robert, you're
Cody's
technical.
honestly had more
making
trouble with
ECU.
that car than John did.
Well, like the car
I
sat
think
for
it's
so
just
long.
like deferred maintenance kind of a thing.
Oh, for sure.
That car was super rough when I looked at it a while back. Cody's done a metric F ton of work on that car too.
Yeah. Well, shit finally started, like the brackets, pulling off of the axle too. And that was not a cheap, that was done by like super pro guy. But
One thing,
who
too-
builds drag race cars, but
That like the ring gear, like all the bolts on the ring gear came loose one time because when I drove it, there was like a weird like harmonic when you got on the throttle, and turns out it's because the ring gear bolts were loose.
yeah, I
Yes.
got pictures of that thing. I had a
Yes.
Volvo wagon. I wanted to do that to it, but I ended up just selling it.
Was that the one you
Let's
sold to
make that
Roderick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roderick.
Everybody has a Rod story.
Well, it pissed me off because I gave him a good deal on it because he needed a car, and then what's he do? He just flips it.
He flipped it for like
For,
an
like-
insane amount of
Yeah,
money, which
just
is,
like-
blows my mind.
All right, did somebody?
Well, but then he ended up with that.
So here's
Mercurial wagon.
a
You know, a Sierra wagon is
here's
what
the
everybody
coolest
wants.
picture
Gets the
I
ladies.
have. Coolest action shot of my Dodge Omni at the RV park.
Is it mid roll?
No, is it showing?
Nope.
No.
Is it
Noise.
growing or is it
Other
showing?
Oh, it's definitely a grower.
How's it?
Oh, I love the
Why,
wing.
why am I not able to share it anymore? All right, let me try that again.
Still not
The
close
wing
enough
is
to the
super cool.
screen.
Yeah.
Over here. Okay, share screen. Share screen. Application window.
There you go.
I
Anything?
just want to say I am so happy that Mara Lee is
Is it working?
finally able to be in the comments.
Seriously, we miss you.
Oh, that totally blew my mind. I didn't realize that Marilee was actually live commenting. She just made a comment about this on Facebook.
All right.
All right.
Robert. Well, Cody, you know you're not allowed to have more than one screen open at a time. Your internet can't support that.
I don't have more than I have one screen on here in my phone and another laptop. It's fine.
Somebody's
That's right.
running
Cody
water in
really
the
needs
background.
to cage out his Falcon and be out there with the Falcon. I think.
Yeah,
he
you
can
Dude,
have fun
100%.
with that.
A Falcon would be a dope route. They're
Well,
decent
he's-
chassis.
He'd
I
probably
understand-
rather work on that than a Volvo.
The
We like
Volvo's not
Volvos
bad,
too,
but
but-
that car in particular has some interesting legacy things that have been built into it and kind of gone through it.
That whole car was an evolution, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
kinda-
it's got good suspension.
If you
it's got good
redid it,
brakes.
I mean, that's the original roll cage to when you first built the car in 1996, and it's been rolled at least
Don't
six
say it.
times.
Don't say it.
6 times. So it had 3 roofs.
Yeah, the current roof
I put
has
2 of them
has
on.
bumps in it to the roll hoop.
Yes, because it was originally a sunroof car.
Yes.
And the roll cage was installed in Volvos because they're smart. When they have a sunroof, they raise the roof a bit so you don't lose headroom. So the sunroof cars have a taller roof. So when you take all the guts out, boom, and then you put a non-sunroof roof on, it's too short, and you got to hammer bumps in it to clear the main hoop.
There is a video on YouTube of that car rolling. I think Jason Gron was co-driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Jason,
good.
I've been upside down
There you
in
go.
it.
Jason's
that was
upside
like
down
it's probably its most minor roll.
Yeah, it was a really slow roll.
Seriously.
No,
That was
I
the
showed the
last
pictures
time.
from last time because I was
Yeah.
at that event.
Like
I
I
got
said-
a video of the. I don't remember if it's the first roll, one of the earlier rolls at Oregon, back when it was not turbocharged, and literally the first instruction while into the stage, right? So we start, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's in car. You can hear them both on the intercom. Woo, and he just kind of loses it on a sweeping right-hander off into the ditch, rolls up, it's upside down, and then first thing you hear is John say, "Well, that didn't take long." And he gets out, you see him get out, and he literally, because the way it was in the ditch, he literally by himself pushed it over back onto its wheels. So that was the roll with Jason Gron, the last time it rolled.
It
Well,
was.
this
It,
was,
it wasn't that bad. It had
No.
far worse, far higher speed, more devastating crashes than that.
Where'd Robert go?
Had to
Robert.
get more beer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Tequila, probably.
All right, gentlemen. I think we've been. Oh God, people have stared at us for like over an hour. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
This has actually been like probably
Time
the
flies
most
when you're
productive pod.
reminiscing,
Right. Well,
digging up old
people
rusty
go-
memories.
The rusty memories. Yeah. Well, Robert will come back. We'll be off the air.
Yeah. Where'd everybody go, my friend?
I was getting more beer. All right, we'll wait for Robert to come back. But
He'll come back,
David-
we'll leave.
what?
He'll come back, we'll leave.
Yeah, no, I know.
As
Dave.
soon as he gets back on straight road, okay, bye everyone, and we'll just
Just
leave.
out.
Dave, thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us. Or
Yeah, this is fun. I'd love to do it again. If you,
Yeah, no, for sure.
we'll see how the ratings are in this episode.
Well, ironically, more people, and we're out of here. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, great, guys. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah.
No, I my work is out till at least the end of April. I don't have any faith that we're going to go anywhere until. So I'm stuck at home. So I'm
Matt,
going to. What?
Come to my shop. Help me put a roll cage in the Volvo. Let's go.
I can't be near you, Robert.
Wear masks.
Yeah.
And
Mask.
bodysuit.
And bodysuits. It doesn't run.
And a mask.
No,
on
not
top
your
of the
Volvo.
mask.
My Volvos. My Volvos always run.
Why am I cage
All
your
over the
Volvo?
driveway.
Yeah. But
That's
Dave,
debatable.
thank you for coming and hanging. Robert, always a pleasure. Cody,
Under labored breath.
Yeah.
I got to go to work and finish BMW.
Oh, there you go. And Danny, thanks for bringing your wiener.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's
Dave,
really
what
sleepy.
BMW you building right now?
Oh, yeah. What was that?
What's that?
What was the Beamer you were working on?
So it's Elijah Philman Sullivan's car, E36 4-door.
Oh, no
Okay.
way. He's
And,
graduating from the E30.
Really, gonna be really bitching. Doesn't
is
have
it?
the Toyota Super diff swap yet, but maybe down the road he'll do that.
You just got to talk him into that.
Just mount the diff in the
He'll
softest rubber
come
possible.
crawling back
and
to me
it'll
once
last.
he starts, busting off axle flanges.
Are you at least like reinforcing the whole?
Oh yeah, and it's got the whole.
Yeah,
I
I saw
don't
the
have
whole
any pictures
back
on this computer of it, but finish.
It's on
Yes,
Facebook.
yes, Elijah. We're days away. We're days away.
Yes. No, I had to.
Oh,
take
I
an hour,
here.
15 minutes away
I
from.
texted you a bunch of pictures, by the way.
There you go. All right, I'm done. I'm
All right.
calling, gentlemen. Thanks for
All right.
hanging. Thank you,
We
everyone.
got
Wait.
another 15 minutes. Let's go. I've got a full bottle of tequila. Let's go.
All right, we'll let you solo the
All right.
rest of the show.
Well,
I do
right
have to
after
get going.
this, Mr. Vovo-san is going to be doing his own live stream.
I'll move and see if Earl will stay on the screen for you.
All right, I'm out of here. Or we're shutting this thing down.
All right.